Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, my subscribers on YouTube, peeps on Facebook, everybody around the world, House of Nerdum, and of course anybody watching this live right now on Twitch TV. It is the DOUG here once again for his NFL predictions, and before we even get to what happened last week, let me just give you my how I did. In week 11, I went 7-7. So, pretty much 500, batted 500. I'll take it. For the season, I'm 101 in wins, 51 in losses, and that wonderful one tie. So yeah, not my best week, probably my worst week of the season, but it's still not a loss. Still not a losing week, thank God for that. Now, of course, with that being said, we got the playoff standings to go over. And we got to go to recap land. So let's head to recap land right now. Boop, 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 boop. Beep, 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 beep. Thursday night, the Dolphins pretty much destroyed the Bills 22-9 at Miami's home. Then on Sunday, that's when everything started to go cuckoo in the head. The Chicago Bears keep their playoff hopes alive with a win 21-13. I'll explain why later. The Browns, who looked like they were pretty much in control of their own destiny in the North, lose to the Texans 23-20 as J.J. Watt goes into beast mode. Speaking of beast mode, the Kansas City Chiefs defeat the Super Bowl champions, the Seattle Seahawks, 24-20, improving Kansas City's record at home at 4-1. The Atlanta Falcons would take over first place in the NFC South with a win over the Panthers, 19-17, and the Falcons are now 4-6. We'll get to that later in my rage for that. Speaking of the Saints, they lost at home for the second time this year in back-to-back games, no less, as the Bengals continue their hope for the playoffs with a 27-10 win. And then shit start getting weird. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeat the Washington Redskins, ending the Redskins' hope of a playoff run as the Buccaneers won 27-7, and I will explain my opinions on what happened with RG3 in a little bit. Then we head to St. Louis where the Rams got the biggest upset of the day, defeating the Broncos 22-7. Rams have defeated both teams that won the Super Bowl this past season. The 49ers destroyed the Giants with the 49ers D getting 5 interceptions on Eli Manning, 16-10. Then in San Diego, Oakland kept it close but could not do anything as San Diego won 13-6. The Oakland Raiders are 0-10. And as a matter of fact, what is funny, the last time they won was 1 year ago. That's funny. And Green Bay, oh boy. The Packers destroy the Eagles 53-20. Mark Sanchez played very bad. Looks like Mark Sanchez has went back to the good old butt fumble king that we know and love. And then in Arizona, we saw a great defensive battle that ended with Arizona winning 14-6. Arizona right now is the top team, not only in the NFC, but in the NFL. And then, of course, Sunday night, the Patriots beat the holy hell out of the Colts 42-20. And you know it's sad, and you know Colts don't have a running game when their leading rusher is the quarterback. And then, of course, this past Monday, the Steelers held off the Titans 27-24. Tennessee made a game of it, but unfortunately they could not come back in the end. Turnovers was the difference there. Now, let's talk about a few things that happened. First, let's talk about the Texans. J.J. Watt, he's got 4 touchdowns this year, folks. 2 on offense as a tight end and 2 on defense. I'm going to say that. I said it a few weeks ago. I'm going to say it again. If the Texans make it to the playoffs, J.J. Watt's got to be MVP. Because that'd be the only reason they make it as far as I am concerned. The Seahawks. Oh, my God. What happened? You know, a lot of people had them saying they were going to repeat. A lot of people decided making the playoffs. But they're 6-4. They're on the outside looking in right now. That is not good if you're the Seattle Seahawks. Okay, the NFC South sucks, alright? The NFC South is probably the worst thing in football this year. And I'm not kidding. Atlanta's 4-6 and leads the South. What pisses me off about this is that Green Bay, Dallas, San Francisco, and Seattle have a better record but there's going to be a great probability that 2 of those 4 teams I just said are not going to make the playoffs and have a better winning record than Atlanta. That is a travesty to me. And heading over to, well, speaking of travesty, heading over to the Redskins. Yeah. Redskins got destroyed by Tampa, and they were cheers of, we want McCoy, we want Colt, or whatever. Then RG threw his teammates under the bus. Oh boy. It does not look good for the Redskins organization. There's going to be some cleaning up, I think, with the quarterback position. They're going to have to think. Because now the Redskins fans, they want Colt McCoy in. I think he should have started Colt McCoy, by the way, after he beat the Cowboys. Because RG3 has not been playing himself at all. 3 turnovers did not help either. And what the sad thing is, the Redskins had more time of possession, but they couldn't do nothing with it. Just saying. Redskins are now pretty much done. This season's pretty much about seeing what you got. Same with the New York Giants, who I had the Giants listen, but my God, 5 interceptions. Is Eli trying to break the record for most interceptions in a career? Because he's going to do it. Rams, of course, like I said, they have beaten both teams that won the Super Bowl this year. Rams have their playoff hopes alive. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. Yeah, that's pretty much it on that. So let's go for my awards. Most surprising win has to go to St. Louis again. This is the second time they won this award. They won it earlier when they beat the Seahawks. Most disappointing thing I saw had to be the Saints fan who stole the ball. Come on, that was fucked up. WWE moment of Sunday of Week 11. Yeah, that'd go to yeah, that'd go to Mr. Rob Kozlowski of the Patriots, who pretty much threw one dude almost into the NBC camo unit. Yeah, that's intelligent, you dummy. And probably best feel-good thing, but at least from this standpoint, it's gotta be J.J. Watt just going crazy. Taking a look at the playoff standings. By the way, most disappointing team is the New Orleans Saints. They lost at home for the 2nd straight week in a row. That is disappointing and sad. Take a look at the NFC. Arizona's pretty much in control of the #1 seed in their own destiny. All they got to do at this point, since it's Seattle and San Francisco are both 6 wins and 4 losses, all they got to do, and I think the magic number for Arizona to get the playoffs is 10 or 11, because that's my prediction. I think 11 wins will win that division, depending on what happens with San Francisco and Seattle respectively. So I think Arizona will remain #1 seed. 2nd seed right now is Detroit. Well, yes, they are tied, but they beat Green Bay on the tiebreaker because of a head-to-head percentage. They also have the tiebreaker over Philadelphia because of conference game wins. Detroit is 7-3. Philadelphia, also 7-3, has a tiebreaker over Dallas based on best win percentage in the division as well. Atlanta at 4-6 is the 4th seed. As far as for the 5th and 6th seed, both of them are Green Bay and Dallas at 7-3, but Green Bay holds the tiebreaker over Dallas based on best win percentage in conference games. On the outside looking in, San Francisco and Seattle are both 4-6. At this point, the New Orleans Saints can only get to the playoffs, I think, if they win their division. Now, Chicago, Minnesota, and St. Louis are not out of it, but they would need to run the table, go 10-6, and get a lot of help. A lot of help to get it done. And then, of course, Carolina's still in the playoff hunt because the NFC South is that bad. Giants, Washington, and Tampa are eliminated. Over in the AFC, the New England Patriots control their own destiny in the 1st seed. All they got to do is keep on winning. And the AFC will have to go through New England during those cold days. 2nd seed currently is still the Denver Broncos. You know, they are tied with Kansas City, but that one is based on head-to-head win percentage, as they did beat Kansas City earlier this year. Cincinnati is back in control of the AFC North thanks to a Browns loss, and the Colts are sitting pretty at 4th at 6-4, but they have to worry about the Houston Texans, who are catching up. As far as for the 2 wildcard teams, Kansas City is 7-5, and yes, Andrew, the Steelers would make the playoffs if it ended today. If the playoffs started this weekend, as a 6 seed at 7-4. That one tie by Cincinnati is the only reason Cincinnati's ahead of the Pittsburgh Steelers. As far as for the teams outside looking in who can still get in, Miami, San Diego, both 6-4. Same with Baltimore and Cleveland. Houston and Buffalo not out of it yet either at 5-5. The Jets, Titans, Jaguars, and the Oakland Raiders are eliminated. Now with that being said, boys and girls, let's get ready for Week 12, which starts Thursday night, as many of you know, and oh dear God in heaven. It starts with the Kansas City Chiefs traveling on the road to Oakland. But please remember, if you have any Pittsburgh Steelers or Carolina Panther players on your fantasy team, remember to bench them and switch them out, as those two teams have a bye. Now back to the Thursday night game. It is the Chiefs, who are 7-3 and keeping their playoff hopes alive, going up against the winless Oakland Raiders. Now I'm taking the Chiefs in this one. Oakland has not won a game in about a year. Of course, this is a trap game. Kansas City just coming off that big win over the Super Bowl champions. So this is a trap game, folks. Keep that in mind. But I think the Chiefs are just going to overpower the Raiders and win this game with ease. Heading to Atlanta next, the Cleveland Browns, who are trying to keep playoff hopes alive, take on the Atlanta Falcons, who control their own destiny, as all they got to do is win, and they can win the South. I am taking Cleveland, however, mostly because I think they're going to bounce back from last week's loss at home, and the fact I just want to see the NFC South get the worst possible record to win the division, because it'd be fucking hilarious. I think the way it's looking, there could be a 6-10. Yes, I said it. We could see a 6-10, because that's how bad the fucking South is. 7-9, 6-10, hell, 8-8, which would be pathetic and disappointing. But I'm taking the Browns. You know, don't get me wrong. I do like Ryan better, and I do like Steven Jackson. But yeah, I'm going with Cleveland on the road. Eagles go home to take on the Tennessee Titans. Now I'm taking the Eagles on this one. You know, yes, Mark Sanchez did play bad. And if I'm the Eagles, you're a little worried. Because of this reason. If Mark Sanchez plays bad against the Tennessee Titans and the Eagles lose, oh boy, everyone's going to start asking, what are we going to do? Because I don't think Nick Foles is coming back. Broken collarbone. The only way I can see him coming back is in the playoffs, and that's maybe. I don't think you risk, and I said it last week with Aaron Rodgers, and it worked for the Packers, luckily, but I don't know if it would work here. You don't want to risk your franchise quarterback arm. I know it's not a throwing arm for Nick Foles, but I'd rather, if I was the coach or the owner of the Eagles, I would rather just have him rest, be ready for next season, and hope Mark Sanchez can at least play decent. And he played well against North Carolina, but he got destroyed by the Green Bay Packers this week. Now, it's the Tennessee Titans, who did keep it close with the Pittsburgh Steelers, so keep that in mind. I think this could be a close game. But I'm taking Philly to win this one at home. I think Titans will come up short. Moving on, Lions at the Patriots. Oh boy. Hard pick here, very hard pick. Both teams have been playing very well. Lions only have 3 losses. But Patriots have not lost a home game this year, okay? They are undefeated at home. And I'm going to go with that. I'm taking the Patriots. If this was in Detroit, I would actually have to think picking the Lions here. But because it's in New England, I'm going to go with the Patriots on this one. We'll see if the Patriots can win it. We'll see if the Patriots can keep the undefeated streak at home alive or not. Lions defense is no joke. The offense, on the other hand, they need yeah. Moving on to Minnesota, I am taking the Green Bay Packers over the Vikings on this one. Packers, oh my, Aaron Rodgers is going crazy. He's going crazy this year. When he told everyone just to relax, yeah, the teams he's been playing against have been relaxing because he's been able to give Aaron Rodgers win after win after win. And you got to consider Aaron Rodgers in talks for MVP candidate because of what he's doing. So I'm going to take Green Bay. They got a better defense, better offense, and we just saw them put up 50 points again for back-to-back weeks. They want to make it 3 in a row. Could they make it 3 in a row? Maybe. Heading to Indianapolis, the Colts take on the Jaguars. I'm taking the Colts on this one. I'm a sucker for Andrew Luck, folks. I was like that when he was in Stanford. Jaguars, well, yes, they're going to play their hearts out because it's a rivalry game. Colts had the better receivers and the better quarterback. Run game, on the other hand, yeah, okay, yeah, Colts' run game is pathetic. That's where they're going to get hurt. But I am taking the Colts. Moving on to Houston Texans, the Cincinnati Bengals, WKRP, Cincinnati. Take on the Houston Texans. I am taking J.J. Watt and the Texans on this one. The Bengals have, well, yes, they're in control of the North right now, but the Bengals have still been a little disappointing this year. And I think for the Bengals, the only way they're going to win this game, because they won on the road last week, they're going to have to stop J.J. That's the best way they can win. Their defense is going to have to step up, which I think their defense is still last for Cincinnati. And they're going to have to stop J.J. Watt. The Cincinnati offensive line is going to have to stop J.J. or J.J. is going to have a field day and go, Dynamite! Wait, that's the wrong J.J. Moving on to Buffalo. It will be the New York Jets. Yeah, I'm taking the Buffalo Bills on this one. Jets suck. Moving on. Oh, by the way, Paul, I'm sorry I had to pick your Vikings to lose. Wah, wah, wah. It's time for the Buccaneers to take on the Chicago Bears. I'm taking Chicago on this one. Why, yes, the Buccaneers got a good win over the Redskins. Chicago's got a good win over Minnesota. Chicago wants to prove they're not crap. This will be a game to prove it. So I'm taking Chicago at home. Time for the tough game and probably the best game of the week. It would be Arizona traveling to Seattle. I am taking the Arizona Cardinals on the road to win this game. I think they will beat the Seahawks, and this one will pretty much guarantee them a playoff spot. I'm going with Arizona. Their defense is just great. I know the quarterback, everyone's like, well, Doug, the quarterback, hey, Arizona's proven you can win football games with a great defense. Okay, period. Moving on. The St. Louis Rams travel to, you stay classy, San Diego, as they take on the Chargers. Chargers just beat the Oakland Raiders, but it was very close, only less than 10 points. It's like a touchdown victory. Rams defeated the Broncos. And Greg, Captain Ron, I'm going to make you happy. My upset pick of the week is the St. Louis Rams traveling to San Diego and beating, yes, the Rams are going to beat the Chargers. That is my upset pick of the week. Moving on to Denver, I'm taking the Broncos to beat Miami. I think the Broncos are going to bounce back, and I guarantee you Peyton Manning is very pissed off. Miami, yeah. Well, yes, it's been great what you've been doing this season, but the buck stops here. Moving on to the other game. Oh, Mr. Goodrich, your 49ers player of Washington Redskins team that looks debauched. Your fans want a new quarterback in Washington. Players are not happy with RG3, yet on the 49ers side, hey, they could be losing their head coach after the season's over because the 49ers owner is a complete dumbass. But don't worry, Goodrich. I'm taking your 49ers again. Second time in a row, I'm taking them to win. We'll see. The question's going to be which Redskins show up. The Redskins that won the division a few years ago, or the Redskins that suck. We shall see. Sunday night game, which I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to watch Sunday between this and Survivor Series. It will be the Dallas Cowboys going on the road, coming off their bye week, going up against the New York Giants. I am taking the Cowboys in this one. You know me, I'm always taking my team to win. Now, of course, this is a trap game, because the Giants are pretty much eliminated from playoff contention. They're playing for pride, and this is a rivalry game. Giants will bring it. But the question's going to be is this. Which Giants are we going to see? Are we going to see the Giants and Eli that have won 2 Super Bowls? Or are we going to see the Eli Manning that threw 5 interceptions? I'm hoping it's the one that threw 5 interceptions. That would be great. But we shall see. I'm taking my Cowboys, though, to win on the road. And then, of course, the Monday night game. The Baltimore Ravens travel to St. New Orleans to take on when the Saints Oh, when the Saints don't show up at all. I'm taking Baltimore on this one. The Saints have just been looking disappointing, losing back-to-back home games for the first time in, I think, years. And the Ravens, they're playing for a playoff spot. They can still win their division. They can make a wild card. Ravens have more to play for and more to lose, in my opinion. Because New Orleans can still lose this game and still win the South. Ravens lose, they could miss the play. That could hurt them big time. So I'm taking Baltimore on this one. So just as a recap, I have Chiefs, Browns, Eagles, Patriots, Packers, Colts, Texans, Bills, the Bears, Cardinals, Rams is my upset pick, Broncos, 49ers, Cowboys, and the Ravens getting a W in Week 12. Please remember, like I said, Steelers and Panthers have a bye this week. Remember to switch them out on your fantasy teams. And until next time when I see you for Week 13, if you just watch for my NFL picks videos, I thank you. Or if you will be watching, well, my videos I got coming up later this week. This is the DOUG signing off saying have a good Tuesday. Good luck to your teams if they're still alive in the playoff hunt. And I will see you next time, folks. Woo! I'm hooked on a feeling. Yeah!